Why, hello, hi everybody. Welcome to another episode of Tai Chi For You. And actually, I was thinking of changing the name to Tai Chi For Everybody. We have been growing with viewing and likes on either everybody that watches us on their local cable station, thank you. We are also, you could find us on YouTube and Facebook. So, with that being said, a couple of things I want to talk about tonight. We are going to, I got some good responses how we did a part one, part two, where it was all warm ups, and then the part two was more the form. So, keeping that idea going, tonight we're going to do a 1 hour show. So, you want to stay with me, you want to bring a water with you. We're going to take a little water break, and then we're going to get right into that. So, I'm going to show you a new way to make an energy ball, and also let you know that the could be another guest coming next week, so you'll have to tune in to see who that is. All right, so let's get started. We're going to do some warm-ups, and if you remember, we did the ringing the temple bell. Now you can think of this a couple different ways if you're not really tuned in and comfortable about talking about energy and chakras and meridians. We're just warming up the body. We're getting the blood flowing. If you want to go a little bit deeper, we're moving the chi. If you want to go real deep, just visualize you are the temple bell. And we're just, again, it isn't set in stone. You can come up on the feet. Remember to breathe. Keep that going just like that. So you want to work up to a point, again, depending on your level, where you're really kind of waking things up. But just for now, whatever you're comfortable with, nice and gentle. 3, 2, 1. And let's do some finger exercises. So again, you don't have to think of it as Tai Chi. Maybe you took piano lessons. Maybe when you took golfing, whatever, they teach you to warm up the fingers. Or you can go a little bit deeper and think of it as the energy starting to flow. And then you want to reverse. Just play with it. Come up with your own technique. And then remember, we'll do some wrist. So it was fingers and then the wrist. We just roll them out and in, out and in. And then we could do another variation of the wrist where we just stretch them out. Don't do too much on the first one, just get used to it. So stretch them out, relax, stretch them out, and relax. Now you could also do, I don't know, some people, what are they, double jointed? They can touch their fingers all the way back, but it's just a nice stretch just like this. And you want to just hold it for a little bit, nothing too heavy like that, okay? Then we could do reverse. So this and down. So bring them up, kind of pull them back like if you were a waiter. Bring them down, bring them up, bring them down. And you can also do that stretch in this direction, just like that. And remember the other therapies we talked about. You could have music playing in the background while you're doing this. You could have aromatherapy going. So there's sound therapy, aromatherapy. Very good. All right, so we just shake that out a little bit. And we talked about bouncing too. And again, nothing overdoing it, but just a gentle, you want to wake up the bottom of the foot. So I'm going up on the heels and coming down gently. Just like that. All right, let's do a little bit of the shoulders, where we're just going to just round them. Nice and easy. Again, don't overdo the first few of them. And then we always reverse directions. We try to hit it at different angles. So nice and gentle. Keep them relaxed. I don't want to see everybody tightening up like that, okay? Then let's try this one. And I showed you this one before, and this got a lot of the snap, crackle, pops. So the hands are out front, not quite locked, but shoulders are down and relaxed, elbows are relaxed, wrists are relaxed. And I'm just going to pull in with my shoulder blades, drop down, and out. So it's up, bring it in. Oh, this feels so good. And again, be consistent with any of these, well, the exercises and the form, the technique, and you'll see and feel and hear improvements. I don't get as many snap, crackle, pops. Try in both directions. Good. Let's do a little bit of the upper spine. So place the hands up here, just crossed at the chest, and we're going to stretch the chin out and then bring the head back. And I saw, I don't know, one of those funny videos where it was the dog, when something happened, he went, hmm? So that made me think of this move. I don't know why. I just want to pull the head back and jot the chin out. And again, good breathing technique. And then for the side, you want to visualize maybe looking over a fence that's beside you. And again, this was tough to try when it was first shown to me. I mean, it was a workout. I felt it. Now it's a little bit looser, and I'm at a different phase of it where I can feel it working more of the spine. I'm going internally, visualizing. Good. And then just gently, somewhat of a roll, but I'm keeping the head to the side, look back, roll, jot the chin out, look back, roll, jot the chin out. And then reverse, so I'm looking back over this side, rolling around to the front. One more. Good. So that's one version of that. The other version, you want to tuck the chin down, arms are to the side, relaxed, and then lift the head up. So it's tucking down, lifting up. Tuck down. And then when you lift up, you could also just move the arms out. Get more air into the lungs. And then the side to the side. And try not to, if you have somebody, if your shoulders are lifting up, have somebody just gently press on them, but just be aware that the shoulders stay relaxed and down. And it's just hitting muscles and everything at different angles. So it's always good to have a little variety in your workout. Just like that. Good. And then you can circle this one. Again, we're going in one direction, down, coming up, down, coming up, and let's reverse. Up, down, coming up. We'll do one more. Good. All right, so just shake that out a little bit. Let's go into, here we are, the classic, the slow motion hula hoop, where we're just gently, start off slow, and it's to the back, side, front, side. And again, we're incorporating that breathing technique. If you want to try to breathe in through the nose, and the other tip that I was taught to help with the lungs build up endurance and capacity is kind of perch, whatever that word is, your lips. It's like you were blowing a trumpet or something. On the exhale. Anybody that knows what that word is, let me know. Great. All right. And then let's go down into the knees. We'll do one of the knee ones that we work on. And it's just circles. So remember, we just circle. And I still want to keep that spine, that nice elongated spine, head up. And I'm dropping down, coming up. Hands are just lightly on the knees. And just circle and circle. And then bring it the other direction. Just like that. We'll do 1, 2, 3. Good. So grab a stool. Or if you want to lean against the wall, we'll do the ankle. So a couple variations with this one as well. You can just roll it around like that, or you can get it off the floor. If you want to try to balance, this is a good chance to work on your balance. Reverse direction. The stool's right there if you need it. And it's just knowing it's there. I'm not gripping it it's just lightly, I'm touching it. And then you realize you're not touching it. The other foot. So again, on the floor. And I haven't been saying it much, but in the past I was showing you that these can be done, a lot of these, in a chair. So if that's where you are right now in life, that you need to sit down more, or you're in a wheelchair, that's fine. Move. Movement is medication. Ask your doctor, he'll tell you. Okay? And reverse. Now again, it was human nature. Everybody went to their side that they were more comfortable with. This side's going to be a little bit trickier, so I will use the stool. But to try to go on the balance 100%, you need the stool. But you want to work up to where you're doing it for a little bit without the stool. Good. Now, while we have the stool handy, let's stretch the leg a little bit. So, you don't need equipment for any of the Tai Chi moves, but if you wanted to get, I showed you I had those little slip-on gloves with the weights. It was just sand or whatever inside. Or I've seen people with the rubber bands at the gym doing these exercises. But you can just do them out to the side without the rubber band. Keep that leg straight now. And just reach out and back. And let's try to do 2 sets of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 4. And now we're going to go back with it. So it's back. Now these microphones pick up the ankle, all the little snap, crackle, pops. 1, 2, 3, 4. And let's go to the front with these. So lift up. And if you wanted to do this stretch on the floor with a strap, I've seen people do that, where they wrap the strap and they can lift up the leg a little bit higher. But we're not really trying to overstretch anything right now. So let's go out to the side. Nice. Keep nice and straight. Keep the shoulders down. Good. And to the back. So again, I'm still staying up nice and tall. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2. And to the front. 2, 4. 2, 3, 4. Now I want to show you another, and this will come in handy with some of the Tai Chi moves, but this is a great, to again hit the ankle at different angles. If you put it on the side of the foot, now you want to be careful if you can just gradually put some weight on that. And if you know, I don't want you to hurt yourself, but again, if you fall, people, they twist their ankle. So if we're building up all the tendons and ligaments, everything is holding that ankle together, try the other foot. Actually, this one felt better than the other side. Get a little bit more of a stretch. So let's just try it another angle. So throw the foot that's on its side. You don't want to lean forward. You just want to kind of like drop in a little bit, because you still want to try to keep the knee and the ankle, everything over. I don't want to throw the knee out to the side too much. So if I do a wider stance, and then I feel that stretch right in here. So again, if I'm going to drop, I'm kind of throwing my butt out a little bit, where I can drop lower and come up. And then get the other ankle on the side. Feel that stretch on this leg. If you want to get it out a little bit further, and just kind of drop the butt. And you feel that stretch. So the goal is to get the leg out further and drop lower. So that's a goal that I have. And we'll get there. We'll get there together. How's that? So let's go into the one that I showed you. We kind of ended the class with it last time. Palms facing up. And we're going to circle the arms. And I call it basketball, but a good size circle. And I borrowed this off a 20-minute arm blast workout. So if you want to do a nice 20-minute arms, you could just repeat this 3 sets of the 3 exercises. So it's a large circle, circling, shoulders are relaxed, wrists are relaxed, and then we're going to gradually turn the palms down and circle smaller. If you think baseball size circles. And we'll do 4, 3, 2, 1. Now what we're going to do is reverse it in the other direction. So reverse with the palms up, and we're circling in the opposite direction, large circles. So this might, you could call this one a little bit of the cardio. You don't get enough cardio? Get it going with this. Circle, large, 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 large. Start to turn the palms over and go smaller. Think of baseball circles, baseball size circles. Starting to burn. Okay, do it for 20 minutes. Now bring it in, and we're going to do that. Open the door, close the door. And if you can get the elbows to touch, that's fine. If not, bring it into where you can. Bring it back to where you can. 4, 3, 2, 1. And then we're going to do a reach up, come down. So push up, gently come down. Visualize some weight, coming down, no weight. Pushing up, coming down. Now reach up, grab that bar. Now we're going to try to pull it down. Bring it up light, grab, pull, reach up, grab, pull, reach up, grab, pull. Shake those out a little bit. Great. Time for a drink of water. All right, let's go right into the 500 claps. Again, with this one, think of it as you're just loosening up the muscles and the fascia and the fibers, moving the blood around, but we're really packing the chi. So do it 3 times. So bring it up the outside of the arm and then down the inside of the arm. Same thing, switch sides. So you don't have to, you could brush and then brush. Or you can really, again, build up to where you're giving yourself a good pounding. What other word I can use? Now let's go to the legs. We go down the outside. Same thing, we're following the meridians, the way the energy flows in the body, according to traditional Chinese medicine. We go around the ankle, and we come up the inside. So, down the outside, keep the head up, around the ankle, up the inside. We go down, and come up. Now, if you can't reach the ankle, you have trouble, get yourself a stool or a table. A little bit easier to reach the ankle at. And up the inside. And you could brush this as well. People that bruise easy, they don't want to be giving themselves bruises. The other variation to that one was both legs at the same time, where we go down, and come up. Great. We work the back, the lower back, right across where the, like the belt line or whatever, and it's where the kidneys are located, but you don't want to pound too much on the kidney. So I'm just gently tapping, I'm massaging. Think of a bear up against a tree, kind of moving things around that way. And then we move around to the front. So we're loosening up any of the, just all the gunk that's in there, that's energy that's blocked, cellulite, just things that are, you want to get moving and get flushed out of the body. So we can, again, work different areas of the stomach. And then bring it up into the chest. And you can use just the fingertips. This is the thymus right here. That, again, a lot of energy comes from there. Or you could alternate pounding Get that nice breathing, get that fresh air deep into the lungs, and get all that stale air that's in the lungs out. Now, gently again around the back of the neck, up over the head, around, get some of the forehead and the temple, and then you want to go under the eyes. Again, a great tip for reducing wrinkles. Under the nose. We talked about these points when we talked about acupressure points. Under the chin. Good. And then we're going to support the elbow, throw the arm back. We don't want to go as far back as you can. You want to stick to right the shoulder area when people say they carry all their stress. So we're going to just work on that area and move around a little bit. Find it on yourself. Oh, right there. Yes. And I'm making that sort of a cup, putting that right on the surface, right there where it needs it. And then control that arm down, switch to the other side. And again, feel around when you're pounding away like that to find the right spot. And it feels really good. Control down. Now we want to reach. I got to watch for these lights we have here. And down the inside. And again, this whole area right here under the armpit, all that. You want to get that nice. Build it up. So where you're getting a solid strike. You never know when someone's going to come up and poke you in the stomach or something, and you'll be ready for them. Or brush. Again, if you're sensitive with anything, just brush. Get things moving. There we go. Now on the fingertips. We just tap lightly. On the side of the hand. Both sides. Great. And get that wrist going. Good. All right, so bounce, shake. Good. Have another drink of water. So let's talk about some of the Tai Chi principles that we've been talking about and practicing. The first one is that 70-30 rule, where the weight shift goes from heavy foot, light foot. Don't get hung up. People call it by different names. But you just want to shift that weight to where it's, the heavy foot is 70% roughly, and the light foot. So shifting. And I'm still keeping the back nice and straight. The shoulders are not pulled back, but they're not hunched forward either. There's that opening. They aren't tight to the side of the body. And then we built on this by adding, shifting that weight, turning the body, which means the core. And then I come back to center, shift and turn. So breath in. And you could turn, get the hands involved a little bit with this one. Again, the body likes to always be moving, move in circles. It's a good way to stretch. Good. And the other principle was the idea of if one hand's up, one hand is down. So let's get back to that holding the ball. And just watch how the top hand starts to go down as the bottom hand starts to come up. And they're going to meet palm to palm, just like that. And notice here they kind of meet right at the heart center where everything happens. Now it starts to go down as this one starts to go up. And I'm only going down and up about 70%. And then I'm going to turn out the wrist so I'm all set for when the top one comes down as the bottom one comes up. They're going to meet palm to palm right at the heart center. Then you can take a nice breath in, breath out. So breath in. And I think everybody's got this so far. This is the foundation. This is the basic. These two principles, all the moves are just a variation of these. Whether it's to the side or to the front, you're just shifting the weight, turning the body, having one hand up and one hand down. Good. All right, shake that out a little bit. Let's go into, let's practice the first 3 or 4 moves from the form that we're practicing. So the first one's called mountain pose. And this is where the feet, there is some connection. I have just my ankles. Some people are more comfortable with they're together like that. I like having them just open a little bit. Knees are slightly bent. Arms are out to the side with that opening, the bow. And we're going to visualize that tailbone being dropped, like tied to an anchor, with the top of the spine being pulled out with that golden thread. The tongue is on the roof of the mouth. The chin is slightly in. So there's a lot of things to remember. Again, I kind of relate it to golf, where they just get up there and they hit the ball. But before they do it, they have to think about head down, shoulders back, knees straight. Right? All these things to remember before they just hit the ball. So this is us right now. We're just going through, remembering the breath, being relaxed. If you can go internally. Very good. Now, the instructor will say, Tai Chi begin. We make the right foot the substantial or the heavy foot. And I slightly, and this is a nice little tidbit here that not everybody will show right away, but it's these small things that make a difference. I'm going to corkscrew down or screw down in just slightly with that hip, that right. So I'm turning right. It's called turning right to go left. And I step out with my left foot. And I adjust into that horse stance. We talked about the horse stance, like you're riding a horse. So let's go into those 2 moves again. So mountain, Tai Chi begin, slight down, turn to the right, to step out with the left, come back into, adjust the horse stance. Then we go into what's called opening move. And that's where the arms float up, they float in, and they float down. Now when I use the word float, think of it, I'll give you a couple scenarios. If your hands are resting on like an airbag, now the airbag is starting to fill up. So I'm feeling that bag pushing my arms up. I'm keeping contact with it. I'm not going up as faster than the bag, but I'm able to resist it just enough. Now I'm coming in. Now I want to start to get that air out of it, so I'm pushing down. So think of that move. So it's expanding, resting on top of it. It's getting bigger. Now it's time to push it down. Or if you want to think of, they call it drawing water, or it's the clouds, your hands are clouds, and they're pulling up that water into the clouds, bringing it in, and now just pushing that water back down. We'll do one more. Up. Again, the 70-30 rule. So see all these things we're picking up? I'm not straight out. In, just enough. I'm not overdoing it. And then the same thing with the push down. I'm not locking out, I'm just pushing down. Good. And tiger returns to the mountain. Just a nice way to gather in like that. Let's go into the wave hands like clouds move. With this one, it's just the arm comes up. It's going to move across by the weight shift and the turning of the body. So the arm's just going to drop. The arm's just going up and down. That's all it's doing. It's down. It's going to get over here by shifting that weight, turning the body. And the arm's just going to come up. How's it going to get across? Shifting, turning, down. Let's bring the other hand up. Comes across, shifting, turning, down. Now I'm going to show you what the legs do, just so you know the whole move. This is only part of wave hands like clouds. There's footwork involved. And it's a simple step. All you do is right foot's the heavy foot, and we step out. And if you notice, I always land kind of the ball of the foot first, then I kind of set the knee, and then I go the 70% of the weight. But now it has to be 100%, so this foot can come in, down, so it's step out, come in, step out, come in. And you, for practice, let's go both directions. In, out, in. If you want to think of maybe like a crab walk, however you want to think about it. So we're going to just step out, and there's the shifting that weight, turning the body. Hand comes in. So there's a lot happening here. I'll go slow and see everything you can pick up. The weight shift, the turning the body, how the wrists adjust so the hands meet palm to palm. And see how they're nice and even right here at the heart level? You can think of a clock, maybe 3 o'clock. So it steps out, wave, step out, wave, bring that bottom hand with you. So now that comes up, and wave. Do one more. Good. All right. That's a little difficult. That's one of the more difficult ones. When you get it, you'll have that aha moment that I talk about, and you'll be wanting to do it all the time, saying how easy it is. But for those of you that haven't got it yet, keep practicing. Let me show you this other move. It goes along, if you can see the symbol, the Tai Chi symbol, that yin and yang. So we're going to, again, here's a good idea of the principle. One hand's up, one hand's down. And I'm just going to just bend a little bit, but keep the back straight. And this bottom hand shoots up. And then we switch. So now the bottom hand shoots up, and the top hand is for a top block. So, breath in. And you don't have to go down as far. If you can do it just standing up, just to get, we talk about how we have 2 minds and 2 bodies. So we got the physical body that's, okay, I'm stretching, I'm doing this, but then the energetic body, I'm moving the chi. I'm building up my energy, just like that. And then the 2 minds, the conscious mind, okay, let's see, what is he talking about? Which hand goes what? And the subconscious mind, where you're just doing it, you're just in the zone. You're just able to do it without thinking about it. Good. And then we did this other move. It was called the dragon looks behind. Put one hand on the shoulder, the other hand firmly on the back, and we just do a twist. Don't overdo it. You want to put a little pressure on that shoulder. And the arms can be low to go to the other side, or you can bring them across, however you want to do it. And with the feet, same thing. You could come up a little bit and get more of a twist. More of a twist. And I've seen people, they crack their back basically this way. Or they have somebody do it for them. They get into this and they have them just push it a little bit more. Talk to your chiropractors. They'll tell you a little bit more about things like that. Let's go with, here's a favorite. Have a drink of water. The old come on in, have some pie. For those of you that have been with me a while, I don't know the Chinese translation to it, but here's the move. One foot is forward. So here's my 70-30. So I'm shifting that weight forward onto the front foot, is the heavy foot. Here's where the one hand is up, one hand is down comes in. So I'm lifting this hand up, again 70%, I'm not overdoing it. I'm starting to shift that weight, turn the body. Now this hand's coming down as this hand's coming up. Shift that weight, turn the body, have some pie. So hand down, and you could drop a little bit and bounce up. Drop down. So again, heavy foot, light foot. There's that stretch we talked about. And there's the shifting, turning. Again, I'm not overextending. So there's the hand down, hand up. And we're going to even it out. Let's do one more, and then we'll switch feet. Good. Opposite foot is forward. So it's come on in. I'm not even sure where I got this one, but it's a good one. So again, now see, I caught myself. I had my knee too far forward. So I'm just shifting, turning. So I'm dropping the butt more to get that stretch in like that. The knee is over the ankle for the most part. Coming up. Shifting, turning. And if you want to feel that energy coming up in the palm of the hand, and we're sending it out. And this hand is a block. Again, the martial art aspect of this one, of this particular move, is could be an eye rake, a punch, or whatever you want to do with it. But we're learning things slow, so you can execute fast. That's the idea behind the martial art aspect of the Tai Chi. So let's do a couple of sort of warm down exercises, and then we're going to have time. I'm going to show you that new way to make an energy ball. So we're going to have the arms again crossed at the throat or the chest up here, and just sort of we're going to work the shoulders and the chest and the upper back, and we're just going to circle. So try not to get the hips anything involved just yet, or the head. So they're not going to be large circles, maybe hard to see, but you're going to feel it internally. You're going to feel your hands just expand out, and then swinging around the other direction. Good. Hands down to the side. Now we're going to focus more on the rib cage, the mid to lower back. And again, just out to the side, and then throw the butt back to the side, front. So on this one, if you want to get the hips going and the head and the shoulders and all that, when the hips are out to this side, you notice how the shoulder is this way, but the head is this way. So there's 3 blocks, and then to the back, and then I'm coming up, so the hip is up and out on this side, the shoulder is angled in that way, and the head's going over the hip. So just circle around for now. And if it happens that you notice that things are osculating, what's the word I'm looking for? They're just falling into place. It feels good. Nice. And then a few in the opposite direction. Good. And let's go down to the knees. We'll do that other knee exercise or warm-up. Where, again, we can do it with the stool first, and then I'll show you without the stool. So, remember how circles are very important? So we're just going to circle around the whole knee area. I'm getting the front, the back, to the sides. And if you want to think about it just as a physical therapist, it's like, all right, we're moving blood, we're getting, there's nothing magical going on. Or you can think about it as you are building the chi and getting energy flowing in there and getting rid of the toxins and everything that's stuck. Okay? And then we tap, and we don't go all the way down. We just work that above the knee, behind the knee, and a little bit below the knee. So, again, you could use the stool, and we're just circling the front and the back of the knee. This feels really good. Anybody that has a little trouble with their knees, I don't see any reason why this wouldn't help. Certainly doesn't hurt. And then tap down, all around. Good. Now remember too, I also showed you a acupressure point that they used to use thousands of years ago, where there was a lot of walking, obviously, from village to village, and they would get tired, so they would stop, and they would find this point on their knee. They'd measure with their fingers, so three of your fingers below the kneecap. Right there is a point that they would rub, and it's called the 3-mile point. Now they feel like they can get another 3 miles out of that leg. So let's even it out, the 3-finger measurement just below. And again, I don't see why people with knee problems, you could do this one. Good. All right, let's walk that out a little bit. Get that going. Let's check our notes. And so let's do a couple of calf stretches. So we're just, again, we can use our table or our stool. And you can do 1 foot at a time, up and down. Just like that. Or you can do both at the same time. Down, down. Or try it with opposite, lifting up. Or both at the same time. Good. Let's do the next one. And it's a nice way to kind of check in and, see how the body's feeling. The bone washing, or energy wash, we put our hands firmly on the back, pushing in, palm facing outward. The other hand, the palm is facing down. So what this one is we're pulling up earth, chi, or just, again, just raise the arm. And just think of it as a stretch and loosening up. But for those of you that can pick up or sense areas that are a little tight still or whatever, we're going to just work on flushing it out. So, scanning, you might have a sore throat. Yep, pick that up. Or a bad shoulder. Or an upset stomach. Oh, those knees. All right. We're going to get rid of all that and take it right away and get rid of it. So now on the last one, we're just bringing that energy straight down in. Continue to breathe. Stop where you feel just for a second and just let the energy just go where it's needed. Any extra, it just recycles back out. Switch. So bring it up. And again, just think of it as you're just stretching and loosening up. But if you're picking up anything, some people can, some people can't. It took me a couple of years doing this sort of work that I was able to finally, I don't want to say relax enough or trust or believe, but it's there whether you believe it or not, actually. So we'll see. We're going to try that new energy ball. We'll get some more believers out of us here. And that does feel good. Again, these things are not meant to, it isn't the saying, is it more, no gain, no pain, no gain? That's not in Chinese. You can't even say that in Chinese. That's not what this is all about. All right, let's work on that new energy ball. Take the hands, palm to palm, and we're going to firmly push. It isn't a contest here. We're not trying to see how strong we can go, but they're firmly pressing against the fingers, all the fingers, the palms, the wrists. They're pushed right up against just like that. You just want to hold it there, give it a few seconds. And the next thing we're going to do is start to peel them apart, and we're going to start from the bottom. So the bottom that's going to come out, and then the fingertips, and then we're going to place the hands facing each other about this far apart, and we're just going to shear however you want to do it. And again, it's not done quickly, but just sort of wand them back and forth from each other, and it might be a little bit of a sticky, and then bring them apart, bring them together, and bring them apart, and see if you start to feel something. And now you can start to do it, we call it like an accordion. So I'm pulling them out just a little bit, and then pulsing them back in together. Oh, they're pulsing by themselves, actually. The goal is to pull them apart, but still feel that connection they have. And then there's space, there's something in between them, and I'm compressing that energy, the air molecules, whatever you want to call it, the magnetic force. Oh, I'm just playing the accordion. Okay? But I'm feeling something's building. And now I'm taking that and I'm just circling the whole thing. This is the start of the chi ball right here. You have the ball and we're just circling it. Okay? Now the next thing we want to do is to draw one hand away and make the spear fingers or whatever you want, 2 fingers. And we want to make a larger circle around the whole hand, the other hand. And then we're slowly bringing it in closer, making it smaller. So now it's circling in right to the center of the palm. Now you're going to stop there and just bring these up and down like you're flicking a switch. And just play with it a little bit and you'll start to feel it. And I know it's not just me, so hopefully everybody out there. Okay, so back out. Have our energy ball. Circle it. We're going to do the other hand. If you didn't feel it on this one, maybe you will. Going forward in this direction. So, a couple of accordion moves. Pack it right in. And now start to draw it out. Make your spear fingers. Circle around that whole hand. Start to hone in on the palm. Start to feel that. And then rest it right pointing at the palm, not touching it. And just see if you can't just feel it going. So it's the energy, both energies coming out of the fingers and the energy from the palm. And we're moving it. So that, you can take it now and we can store it in our Dantian. Remember that power center down here? So you could take that energy that you build and you could just store it in there. And if you want to place the hands right on there, and we circle around. And we circle, circle, circle. Like that. Or you have the energy ball and you want to bring it in and drop it down through the crown chakra. Down. And that's just going to sort of a full body. Good. And then we do a traditional bow where it's just thanking you and thank yourselves for coming to today's class, just like that. Great. The last thing I want to show you, we got a few seconds. We do the meditation one called Hug the Tree. If you want to practice this one now, is a great time to do it. It's a great little warm down. Hands are like this. Shoulders are relaxed, elbows are relaxed, fingers are almost touching. Slow the mind down by just thinking about the breath. Breathe in and breathe out. And this is a great meditation. Build yourself up to 5-10 minutes of this pose right here. It calms the mind. So, with that being said, everybody, thank you very much for joining us today, tonight, and I'll see you next week on Tai Chi For You. Good job.